Hello, winners, and welcome to Two for the Win with your hosts, Nick and Will. We share international perspective and insight and a little levity on things such as leadership and mindset with Monday Mindset, travel and the travel business on Wanderlust Wednesday, and sports on Fanatic Friday. Please make sure to subscribe, share, and follow Two for the Win so when we drop episodes, you know when they're available. And you can count on each episode being between 20 and 30 minutes in length so you can plan accordingly. And today's episode is sponsored by Nick Menard and Associates with Dream Vacations. Thank you, Nick Menard.
You're very welcome. Hello, winners.
Hello, and happy Wednesday. Here we are, another day to talk about travel, one of our more fun things to do. And for those of us, the winners, our listeners who listened to last week, we talked about Celebrity Ascent, which is where we spent the Dream Vacations annual national conference on that ship. If you've missed that episode, please check it out so you learn more about Celebrity, especially if you've never been on Celebrity or that particular ship. It was a fantastic time. And today is, I guess you can call it part two. And we're going to talk about the actual conference for Dream Vacations, which is the organization that we're affiliated with. They had their national conference. For people who have ever been to a work event, work conference, work meeting, it was different doing it on a cruise ship, and have to say it was nice. So looking forward to talking more about that. But Nick, any quick thoughts you want to share to kick us off on this one?
Yes, sure. So that was my second one, my second national conference. And the first time was my first year. So now it's year 3. So the second year was unfortunately falling the day of my birthday, so I had plans to travel already somewhere else. But I don't want to miss any anymore because it's such a great experience, and it's important for our listener to understand a little bit how it works and what we do, because it's not all about just trying to sell like all vacation, but it's the process to get there. And the kind of people we are able to impact, but also work with on the process. So the national conference basically is a time where we invite, and Dream Vacation are inviting every single vendors. So there are thousands, but they invite them to send a representative of that brand to come so we can network with them and talk about challenges or what works well, like any other business. The great thing about it is that they send only VPs and above. So you have the VP of sales, marketing, or owner, up to the owner. So we had owners there that we met of huge cruise line and African Safari. Guillaume is fantastic.
Yeah.
We were able to connect with people that otherwise you're never able to really connect with, even though it's an industry where everybody are very open to share, to share best practices and to connect with. But here is like for a week, they're stuck. They're not gonna go anywhere, and it's phenomenal because the partner that we maybe never heard of, because it's impossible as a travel agent to know all vendors because there are new one coming up every other week, but the main one, and be able to network with your peers. So it's an industry where everybody try to help each other mostly, and so it's very good to be able to be around people who understand what we're going through and who are willing to help, and we do the same, reciprocate the same thing, what work with us and why, and how can we partner up at certain level to help each other. And it's the beauty of it. So not only networking with vendors, but also networking between ourselves, because we can talk more freely about, okay, what are the biggest, problem we enter. So, but I want to turn it back to you because it was your first one. You are newer to the industry. So, and you are very, very successful in other industry in the past and now. So what is your feedback based on your first experience, and what was eye-opening to you maybe?
Yeah, I thought it was phenomenal. So I'll give a quick setup for our listeners so you know a little bit about my background. So when I was first started my career, I was in the financial services industry. So I was a lender rep for a mortgage lender and would go to brokers and try to get them to use the money. Then I was also client facing, and I eventually even owned and operated my own mortgage brokerage. And then decided to make a pivot, went into the advertising space, did startup sales, and now work for a large organization leading a large division for global client success. So that's the backdrop. The reason why I share that is for anyone who's been part of maybe the mortgage industry, the insurance industry, medical devices, things like that. You know, you have, like Nick was mentioning, you have all these vendors there representing different things, and you can get a lot of information, and a lot of information that you're not going to find on their website or brochure. You know, tips and tricks, different things like that. And it's all about relationships. So the knowledge piece was phenomenal. I felt like I got a crash course in a lot of different things that I could apply immediately to the business. Because to your point, there are so many options out there. It can seem overwhelming as a new agent to try to figure out where to start. And people were so helpful on the vendors, taking my questions, sitting down at the table one-on-one with the VP for Virgin Voyages, and we're just having a very productive and casual conversation, which was fantastic. The people, the other franchise owners and the corporate office of Dream Vacations World Travel Holdings, great people. I was very, I didn't, you know, it's not like I went in with a preconceived notion of, hey, these are the kind of people that are going to be here type of thing, because I had no idea. But I will say, I'll start with the corporate first. The production of the event, very fluid, elements of fun, really great awards section. You could tell they're a very people-centric company. And for those of us who listen to our Monday Mindset, know how much we emphasize human leadership, empathetic leadership, things like that. They exuded that. So I was very pleased because I didn't know what to expect, you know, from that. Are they going to be kind of just stoic and whatever? And the co-owner was there, and he walked up to me in between the thing. I didn't really know who he was. And he introduced himself, and we're talking for a bit. And then I pointed him out to you, and you're like, that's the co-owner. And I'm like, oh, wow. You know. And
wait. It's the co-owner of WTH, so World Travel Holdings. So you have, to give from perspective, you have World Travel Holdings, who are at the top of everything. Then you have Cruise One, which is one department of WTH. And then you have Dream Vacations, who is the franchise model of WTH. So you have literally WTH are owning, I mean, Google them. They are one of the most powerful company worldwide across all kind of industry. And the owner, the co-owner was there, and he's literally super approachable. And you told, and I remember you said, you pointed to, said, oh, you mean him? Like, yeah, no, he's the co-owner, and it's pretty fantastic. And again, I mean, I will let you continue, but I have a lot to say. But just so you know, based on what Will just said, we were 900, so 900 like travel agent, owner, and associates. 900 on the ship. The ship had like 2,700, I think. Sailors plus of course the celebrity employees on this, so it's 33%, like a third of the ship was travel agents. I let you continue.
So it was very well organized. Really liked their style of leadership, really liked the bond. And then so on the corporate side, then on the franchise side, the owner and the associates, I mean, you talk about collaboration. Like, I'm very grateful you extended me the invite, was able to join and introduce me to people that you met on the first time that you went. Very impressive people, very committed to building their business, whether it's their full-time endeavor or something they're doing in addition to their full-time endeavor. The knowledge share, just freely. And we work for an organization that is also that way, where there's a lot of free flowing of knowledge and sharing of best practices, so all ships rise. Definitely got that.
You did that.
Yeah, you like that. You pay attention. There we go. So I like the vibe a lot. Very collaborative, very helpful. I know you gleaned a lot, and you already applied it coming back, from stuff like that, but I'll let you share that. So I thought that was fantastic. And then from a logistics perspective, extremely well organized. So every day started with an hour and a half session at least. If we were at port after that hour and a half session, we were free. Go do whatever you want, have fun. That's what I was saying. Doing a conference on a cruise ship was really cool for a first time experience. The days we were at sea, they had a very robust agenda, but very organized. So the first half of the day would be like more broad topics that they wanted to make sure everybody heard, and then the second half of the day were more segmented, specialized topics. Yeah, workshops you could do, and they had the vendors in their rooms, so you could go by and talk to them at any point. So I thought the organization of it was really well. And then the last thing I'll touch on, and then I'll pause so that you can share two things actually. People who know me know I live by this mantra: work hard, play hard. I work hard so I can play hard. And they had a nightly theme. So the first day was sport your team. And we'll be showing pictures here. So sport your team, which was easy. We wore the jersey. You copped out on the Cowboys and wore the Longhorns jersey. Of course, I represented the Packers. Then you had formal night, which was the awards night. And I'm going to pause for a second. Our very own Nick Menard won the Vision Award, which is just absolutely fantastic. I mean, to think about it, it's really your first full, complete year in the business. I know you've been in it for a little over 2 years, but that first year you're just finding your way, and you didn't have anybody. You're learning it on your own and with the teammate, the other franchise owners. So in my mind, I consider this like your first full year, and you won the Vision Award, which is phenomenal. So kudos to you. You got the plaque. For those who follow Nick on social media, you might have seen the picture. If not, check it out. Very proud moment, and very proud of you for what you're doing and inspiring others. So the formal night, and it was the first time I wore a tie. I can't even tell you, it's been years, but it felt fun. It felt fun to do it. And then the third night was wig night. We rocked that. And Nick actually won a costume award, because not only did he have the wig, hopefully we're showing this picture, he also has the United States overalls with the cowboy. It's an epic outfit, so no surprise he won on that one. Then we go from that to pick your decade. And it seemed like a lot of people were picking the 20s or the 50s. We decided to rock the 80s. Here's the picture. So I did the 80s rocker, and Nick did the flash dance, colorful. All you were missing was the leggings.
Ain't gonna happen.
No, but that was, how many times did we get stopped by random people to take our picture?
Yeah,
that was killer. That was awesome. Then we had all white night, which was cool. And then we had
Hawaiian.
What's that?
Hawaiian.
Yeah, Hawaiian. So I think I got them all right. Yeah. So I went all in. It's not like I was able to pull this stuff on. Oh, bling and jeans. How could we forget the bling and jeans?
Yeah, that's true.
So, I did not have a lot of this stuff in my closet. I had to order it. I went all out, and I just had a blast. And then every night they had a cocktail reception from 6 to 7, but it always went over. They had music. We have the free drinks. They had the little glow stick things one of the nights, and just a ton of fun. So it embodied how I like to prefer to live my life, where you were working hard for certain sessions or certain portions of the day, and then they incorporated a lot of fun and the recognition, which was fantastic.
No, it was great, and I love to hear that. And again, we have listeners who love to listen to all 3 of our episodes or just one, but if you listen to the mindset one, it's really a good segue. This could be in both, actually, to understand a little bit business and how to treat your people. Here, no one are employees. Right. We are all self-employed, but the energy, time, commitment, money that they spend for us to feel so good, and to actually, that's a time of learning, networking, but it's also a time of being thankful. So they are thankful of all of us to work so hard during the year, and they want to give us back by having great experience on the ship while providing so many great tools. So that's great. They gave away 13 cruises. Also, we're 900, so we were not unfortunately one. But they gave away 13 cruises plus tons of Amazon gift cards, and other things, you know, like those. So there was like Will mentioned, like you learn and you give back, and so that was really a great experience. Will mention also the afternoon when we have the vendor session, so it's the vendor hour or whatever they call it. But it's great. So you go in and you have like tables, and each table you have another vendor, and then you just go and then you sit. There's no time, you know. You sit, you talk, you express your feedback, and then, or if you have question, if you want to answer it, you go there, you get there, and then they just give you the information, or they send by emails. You know, spilling the coffee right now. Spill the tea. Sorry, spill the tea. We will have a few guests who were present as vendors, so owners, VP operation or sales, who will be coming on a Wanderlust Wednesday to talk about their brand, and I think it's gonna be very powerful for you guys to hear from the best people in the industry about the why, the how, and what's next. So stay tuned. We will have a lot of great guests very soon. Yes, absolutely. So
they saw the patch,
yeah,
and then they're like, "Oh, you guys got a podcast," and boom, yeah. So.
Yeah. So again, they are super open, and yes, it's marketing, you know, like. But they are genuine about the fact they want us to succeed. If we succeed, they succeed. It's the principle that we try to give to all of you. Like, don't try to hide things that work. Share the knowledge and share the best practice, and then it's coming back. And if it's not, well, you will realize very quickly that you're probably in the right place, and then you move on, I guess. But yeah, no. So that was. That was very good to be able to talk to those people. Some of them I like I said I never heard of, but with the connection I have now, I have them in my mind. When I have some requests from clients, I know that I have more options than the options that I provide right now. Yeah. And that's the secret. We talked to some people who are in the industry for 20 years, and it's insane to see people sitting next to us who achieve numbers that are just insane to even share, and they are moms. The number one travel agency in a Dream Vacation. It's literally a mom who started that 3-4 years ago. She had a big following on social media, or mom's following, but it's just to say, like, she's a stay-at-home mom who started this and focus on just one brand. She's only doing Royal Caribbean. Mm-hmm. And she made like millions. Mm-hmm. Made revenue. Commission, no revenue, but in commission.
Commission too, right?
And it's insane. So yeah, there is a lot of possibilities and opportunities. But I love to spend time with those people and see why, how, you know, what did you do, how did you get there, and they are open to share best practices. So that was very insightful.
Yeah, I think another thing that struck me about the vendor reps, so whether they were owner or VP of sales, I don't remember any one of them having less than 15 years in the business. It was all 15 years plus. You don't stay in an industry that long unless you love it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't like it, you usually find something else to do because it becomes a little mundane, which candidly is why I got out of the mortgage industry after 10 years. I was just like, I was kind of done with it. I was like, okay, it's been a good ride. I'm glad I learned about it, made money at it, but it wasn't like something I was passionate about. These people are passionate. When we're talking about Guillaume, now, so we'll have him as a guest hopefully, but he runs a African safari. A lot of tours, and I'm not going to talk much about it because hopefully you have him as a guest. But he owns it. He's there, and this goes to the power of World Travel Holdings and Dream Vacations. He celebrated his 20th wedding anniversary during the conference. He took his wife, and it was so important, and the relationship with Dream Vacations was so important, and he's passionate about his business that they actually celebrated their 20th anniversary on the ship of the Celebrity Ascent during the Dream Vacations annual conference. Like that's a different level, you know, and that's the kind of passion they have, and that's the kind of relationship Dream Vacations have with these vendors. So again, like we've talked about it before, and I'm not going to spend a huge plug on this, but you're never going to pay more than what you could find on the website, and a lot of times you can get better incentives because of the relationships that World Travel Holdings and Dream Vacations have with these vendors. And it goes more than just business volume. It's the quality of service. Like you know, sometimes, let's face it, like we've all probably done this, where I've gone on a vacation, I've used TripAdvisor, you try to go off the ratings, you're vetting it, and your fingers crossed, and you hope that it's as good as advertised, right? But there's always that little bit of agita or angst. Are they really going to deliver? These vendors and the sub vendors that they contract with, they're vetted. Like, you are going to get outstanding experiences. And so I was really impressed with the passion, the commitment, the knowledge, the support by everyone from World Travel Holdings, Dream Vacations, all the different vendors, and some of these vendor reps. Of course, you know, they're there to have fun too, right? And it was just a blast. Joking a lot, going to dinners, going to the martini bar, doing some different things, and it was a memorable experience. I'm very grateful for being able to attend.
No, absolutely. I agree. And the topic of the of the conference, because every conference have a certain topic with a keynote and things like that. That was, of course, AI. Yeah, how to implement AI into the travel industry, which, of course, as you can think very quickly, it's huge. There's huge what we can do with AI within the travel industry to help with building itineraries, to be faster, to reply to our clients, of course, and also per vendor, all vendor use that for their platform as well. So not only helping us to find, you know, which vendor, but when we go to the vendor, we have faster resolution as well because we use AI. So, you know, they invested into a keynote speaker to be able to do that. So that was phenomenal to hear this gentleman from England. I'm sleeping on his
Scottish. You can't say English.
Oh yeah. So
he made a point to say he was Scottish.
I know. I'm looking for his name. I mean, I would have...
Oh, Dave Brees.
Dave Brees. Here we go. That's what I was looking for.
Oh, yeah.
So he's one of the most predominant speaker about AI in the world, and he was a keynote speaker. So he spent a week on the cruise, and it was the first time that he ever cruised. So he mentioned that during his keynote speech, and we crossed paths. He was there literally eating with. I mean, he's eating with everybody because he's on the ship. He's not gonna go anywhere, and he did some personal session as well, workshops. And it was very, very insightful and great to hear from someone like that. So that was great also to have that perspective and to see where we're going. So newsflash, we are, if you go now on the website, you will see in a couple of days the new platform, the new website. So the new website will be fantastic, a lot better, a lot more interactive as well for you guys, a lot more lands, because right now when you go, the website is mainly cruising. Now in a couple of days it's gonna be mainly it's gonna be all of it, like cruising of course, but also land, and also a lot more options to pick from. The look and feel is way easier to navigate, so I'm very excited for the direction where we're going, and this industry is not going anywhere. The reason why I'm saying that, every single presentation, so every vendor have, like, not every, but majority of vendors have a presentation they can do like 15-20 minutes, and there's a horn when they go past the time, and then they need to get out of it and come in the next one. But it was really well done, and you have literally all the presentations were the same, like, hey, we're coming with 3 new ships the next 2 years, and by 2022 we're gonna have like 5 new ships, we're gonna sail there. So every single one of them, because the demand is higher than the supply. And that's crazy, knowing like the economy and stuff. No. The travel industry, now I'm talking about cruising now, but when we talk about land, resorts, hotels, safari, Asia, all of that, everybody increasing the capacity because they cannot follow with the demand, which is pretty cool to be in the industry when you know that we're just scratching the surface of anything. So a lot more to come, but we are here to stay and have fun while playing.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Playing hard.
Oh yeah, work hard, play hard.
Play
and over the next 5 to 6 years, I was flabbergasted how many brand new cruise ships are going to be hitting the seas. I mean, you're right. Almost every vendor are coming out with at least 2 to 3, if not more, between now and 2031. And different sizes. So, not just all bigger is better, necessarily. Some different ones. The river cruising, I mean, just looking at some of those ships, some of those luxury cruises. I mean, you talked a while ago about Antarctica, and I got to see that more in depth, which was fascinating. Alaska, of course, which was amazing. But even some of these other cruises, like going around South America and the transcontinental, the Mediterranean, Asia. I mean, just absolutely fascinating. And, whether it's land or cruise, but I'll just focus on cruise for a minute, it's an easy way to travel. It just is easy. You can really chill, relax. The service, phenomenal. But even with the land, we saw some of those land vendors, and like we referenced the safaris already in Africa, but there's just so much to do and see in this world. If you have any innate curiosity, whether it's culturally, whether it's about architecture or geography or whatever it is, there's so much to see on this planet. And it's just mind-blowing to have that all in a few days session, to see all that. But it was done in a way where I never felt overwhelmed. I felt like they structured it really well so it would be easy to digest, whet my knowledge appetite so I could go on my own and learn more and dig deeper. Because to your point, there are a lot of options. I think the Gen AI is a really important thing because, again, as you work relationships with our clients, right? And we get to know them really well and what sort of things they like and don't like. When you blend the best of both, when you blend the human aspect with the Gen AI, now we can create these itineraries that are going to be customized and really, knock the ball out of the ballpark with the clients, because we'll be able to have those kind of levers and do it in a quick manner, And that was the other thing, actually, I wanted to touch on real quick, that the vendors were mentioning about how many people are kind of doing like even last minute vacations, like within 2 to 3 months, where you think sometimes some of these bigger vacations, they're planned out more, right? They're more of an investment. But even people, they're talking about the demand. People are just, hey, can I go on a Christmas Village river tour in a couple of weeks, which is tough to pull off. But because to your point, they're booked out. I mean, what did they say? Over 75% is already booked out for 2025?
Yeah, there is more than 85% for Ama Waterways for Christmas market 2025 is already sold out. So we cannot schedule any groups, because I was asking, because I have some requests for groups to go for Christmas market next year, and it's already impossible to open. So the next availability is 2026, in December 2026.
Yeah, for their Ama Waterways.
For Ama Waterways,
yeah. So definitely a great week, knowledgeable week, fun week. So I spent some time recovering afterwards because of the fun part. But I just had a wonderful time. But why don't you close us out? Because I mean, so
we just hope that, I know it's a little bit out of the box, this episode, but we just want you to understand a little bit, the industry better. Maybe you're just listening because you're interested to some specific destinations or some specific vendors, and it's okay. But I think it's important to understand how it works, behind the curtains, and what kind of work is done and how we are building what we're trying to build, what we're actually building. And so if you have any interest to learn more about the travel industry, or if you are in interest to talk about some destination that you may have interest to do, please don't hesitate to contact us. We are, it's gonna be on the description below, but contact us, and we're more than happy to talk. Again, we are not an MLM. That's a question I ask a lot. Are you an MLM? No, we are not an MLM. So it's not at all a business. It's actual agency, and I compare a lot to real estate. So I own like a brokerage, and then I have agent who are selling for the brand. So it's not MLM. It's just like we're building an organization into the agency. Yeah. So that's what it is. But we hope that you get something out of it and that you understand it to be the little nuggets and how it works. And I'm looking forward to have all those guests joining us. They can share more about their own product, so you can understand what's possible to do, because every day I see things and I hear things that I never knew before about traveling, and that's the beauty of it, because it's always more and more coming and more possibilities to experience our world.
Yeah, 100%. Couldn't say it better. So congratulations on your Vision Award.
Thank you.
Thank you, winners, for listening. Hope you learned a little bit more about the travel business side of things, but also we touched on some things about the destinations and the importance of booking quickly if you're thinking about having a dream vacation. So please make sure to contact Nick Menard and Associates. Please ensure you subscribe, share, and follow for Two for the Win. Thank you. Keep sending in your comments and topics that you want us to cover. We'll build those into future episodes. And thank you as always, winners, for the time. We will see you on Friday for Fanatic Friday with Sports. Take care, winners.
Bye, winners.